What's up, everybody? Hitmanbk here, back. I've been on a hiatus of video making. Life, right? A lot of stuff going on, but I got into a new game. I made a server for what ended up being what seems like a bunch of dads and a bunch of straight up filthy casuals. And it made me think like it's time to start making videos again. And I want to do it like we were kind of doing in the end there, all around the idea of being a casual player of sorts, right? And what that looks like, or even somebody who game hops like I do. As everybody who knows me and anybody's ever watched my channel probably knows, I game hop. So on that note, we created a Discord called the Filthy Casuals that has also become a guild for Throne and Liberty. And today I want to take some time and go through kind of like some good things to know as a casual player playing through Throne, and and help anybody out who may be having some questions. So as always, thank you so much for being here. Honestly, guys, like it's great that people show up and watch this channel. I do it for fun. I hope you're having a good time. Make sure you guys like and subscribe and comment. I will answer every comment. And keep being good humans. But let's get right into it. All right, let's get right into it, y'all. All right, so there's something actually like right off the rip I kind of wanted to show everybody in the game itself. That's if you're at this start screen. I'm on PlayStation, and there have definitely been some issues with PlayStation, but if you're on here and your game doesn't log in, go to new game, especially if you're on Amos, pick a different server and go all the way to the character creation menu and then exit. And then when you come back to this screen and you hold down X to start, you will boot into the game. It's been a weird issue that I have had a lot of, and I think it's worth mentioning. All right, now some good things to know that I want to run through. If you're a casual player, you're probably playing through this game and you've gotten to the end of the game. You're probably like chilling now, you're straight vibing, you're on the end, and you're like, Hitman, like what the hell? Like what's going on here? What do I need to know? Well, there's a couple of things worth knowing, and this is all for the end game loop is kind of like what I want to cover. Can you see my mouse? Cool, you can. Right here in this top right hand corner, first off, there are two little icons right above your map. The purple one is going to be what you use to do dungeons. Once you're out of this currency, you can no longer open up the chest inside of dungeons. I didn't put my my video up here, by the way, y'all, in this bottom right hand corner because I wanted you to be able to see the full screen. So yes, this purple currency, it's called, I believe it's called like dimensional tokens. I right clicked it with my mouse because I'm a genius like that, thinking I was on PC, but I am on PlayStation. They're the dimensional contract tokens, right? And you can see when you come into these 1 stars, once you're on 50, it's best just to go to these 1 stars to pick out your dungeons, because like Death's Abyss, for example, does not, excuse me, y'all. That is not what I was trying to show you. There is there's a 1-star dungeon that actually doesn't show. It's currently not showing right now, actually, which is really weird. And I don't know why. But it's like right above Death's Abyss, and for some reason I cannot see it. Probably because I already did it. I don't know. Anyways, these dimensional contract tokens, as you can see through each of these, it's 300, right? It takes 300 of those to, at the end of this dungeon, to open the chest. And then you can kind of see in this menu too, you get to see how much Lucent you have, how much Solon you have, and again, your dimensional contract tokens. Now, what's really important is going to be right next to the purple icon is this like gray skull, that 13,352 that I have. That is for your open world dungeons, right? That is for when we back all the way out here and we come down over here to this Shadow Crypt waypoint. Inside of the Shadow Crypt, right, is your open world dungeons, which during the daytime they are peace, and at night they are PvP. When you are inside of here and you get the first hit on an enemy, which you will notice you have it because the enemy's name will be red instead of gray. Every time you kill an enemy, it's going to spend that currency that you can see in the upper right hand corner right here. It's going to spin this currency and it's going to give you drops. Every time you have this currency and you spend it inside an open world dungeon, you get a chance at some really good mats. On top of that, On top of that, this is like one of the things you want to make sure you're doing in the end game is running these open world dungeons and using this currency to get farm mats, etc. And while you are in there, you also want to make sure you are popping. If you go into your inventory and you see these blue scrolls, you want to go over to the one that says Shadow Crypt, Allied Resistance Forces Contract Scroll 2 Shadow Crypt. You want to pop those because when you are going through the dungeons and you complete these, you will get blessing bags. And blessing bags are well worth getting. I think I've spent all mine, but I can show you inside the shop. Because they offer a chance at purple gear, right? I think you can buy them in here as well, but they're currently sold out. But these precious blessing pouches, right? Look at that. They give you a chance for all these purple gears plus a whole bunch of other stuff. So this is one way to farm your purple gear, right? So on top of, like, once you hit 50, something to keep a note, the first thing we have on top of mind is making sure we are going into our open world dungeons and spending our, I believe that currency is called Abyssal contract tokens. And that is also what you'll see in your inventory, because you'll get these as drops as well. These little like evil skull face things. This is 100 Abyssal contract token points, right? I have 44 of these. So you can pop these to recharge your Abyssal contract tokens. You also get it throughout just playing the game, completing contracts, etc. Like you will passively earn these tokens to then go back into the open world dungeon, right? And farm them. So that's one thing you should be doing. The next thing you should be doing is your co-op dungeons. You do not lose your dimensional contract tokens per day. It will stack. As you can tell, I've got 3,600, right? Because I haven't run. I went to ACL and stuff, had some fun. And I didn't spend these. So you can see after 21 hours, this will recharge a 900, right? They give you 900 a day. So you can save these up and burn a whole bunch in a night if you decide just to run dungeons. And these are great. Obviously, running dungeons gives you a chance at all of these rewards depending on what you're going for. You can farm, right? I need to farm Tyrant's Isle because I'd love to get this quarterstaff. And I was farming Death's Abyss, and then I eventually did get the Carnix's Netherbow. And all these things are tied to whatever it is you're attempting to do. So that's the next thing you should be doing is your co-op dungeons. Don't sleep on the Tower and the Gate of Infinity. These are both well worth doing. As I have not finished them, as I say that, but you can see as you click on each one what the rewards are. I'm currently on the 12th floor. These are all well worth getting because these tokens, these grow stones, are important, right? So you want to be doing those. After that, hopefully you're also in a guild. I know it can be a lot in this game. That's why us here at the Filthy Casuals, we created a guild all built around just having a good time, being a good person, and having fun. This game should be fun. It shouldn't feel like a job. Unfortunately, if we go through some of these bigger guys, you can see that they have ridiculous guild requirements. I'm sorry, these games, unfortunately, tend to pull those kind of people. That's not what we're about in the Filthy Casuals. So hopefully you find yourself a fun guild that's really cool to hang out with. If you haven't, by all means, please join the Discord. I will put the link in the comments and come hang out with us. We may make a third one. We currently have 2 guilds. However, I think we're already kind of full. Yeah, we're 67 out of 70 on Casually Filthy, and Filthy Casuals, I think, is 65 out of 70. So we are filling up. Anyways, join a guild. And why am I saying that? Because inside your guild, once you reach a certain level, I have some tokens here. I've got some guild-based teleport scrolls, which you can buy at your guild vendor. So we're going to pop this. It's going to fast travel us to the guild house. And this is great because open world bosses in this game, right? When you go to an open world boss, which if you're playing this game, I'm sure you've seen, is just a crazy amount of people, right? All grinding, all trying to kill the world boss. It gets a little hectic. The way drops work in this are really weird. It's usually based on the guild that's doing the most damage and or the guy who's doing the most damage. So that can really hurt tanks and healers. But if you're in a guild, you'll be able to unlock the world bosses inside of the guild house and run. We're at a point now where we can run 4 of these a week, and you can farm these with just your guild for these drops. So this is another thing you should be doing weekly, hopefully with your guild, to have a chance to kit out everybody in your guild. And that system looks like can be a little weird as well. That's actually gonna, when you win something, that's going to go into the guild reward system for these open world bosses, the distribution center. I mean, like we currently have one right now. We have the heroic breaches in there. The way we do this is we honestly give it to the people who need it, or the person who earned it if the person needs it. If not, we can roll for it. I don't do any of this purchasing bull crap, because you know, one person's success is the entire guild's success. And so we've had some luck on some of the open world bosses on top of the guild raid bosses. So that's another thing you should be doing. On top of that, you should be going to your Amatoy house to run your Amatoy expeditions. That way you can get all of the mats. There's other oh wait, well, I think I'm in combat. There's other things you can earn from that house too that are well worth the time and effort. So don't sleep on your Amatoys. I just put myself in combat again. I am a genius. Don't sleep on those. Another thing you can be doing as well is your weekly missions. I believe these, what is today? Today is Tuesday. I think oh, well, there it is right there. They reset in 1 day and 19 hours. I was gone this weekend. I haven't put in the effort, obviously, but I did do one. These work if you played WoW, a lot like the Vault in WoW. Tomorrow, or in 1 day and 19 hours, this will turn into a reward. If I had all these done, I'll get 3 or 4 more done. You'll see a bunch of different rewards. You can click on the question mark to see what they are, and you get to pick one. You get to pick one a week to take from it. It works a lot like a WoW vault. Outside of that, you do have your lithograph book, which is well worth paying attention to, right? There are purples in here that you input your blues and your greens into to build up to. It's another way to get purples. So this is all your in-game loop here. Things to watch out for are going to be crafting. Crafting is honestly currently in this game only really good. I think I do agree with the community. If you're trying to craft a great success to turn around and sell that on the market, because if I go to the auction house, the only way to purchase an actual weapon, which you really need to pay attention to this, y'all, as well. You can see these top 4, right? They don't have these weird shaded marks on them. If you look kind of like right here, and right here, there's like these 2 little like shades. That means this is a trait. It even says extract. That means a trait was extracted from Karnix's Netherblade, whereas these top 4 are actual weapons. And the way these were put on here is they were considered a great success in crafting. They crafted a great success, and then they're able to put these on the market and sell. And that is why they are so incredibly expensive. And why this game can sometimes be considered pay to win. Obviously, you can pay for this currency, turn around and buy this weapon. But that's just something of note for crafting. Crafting can be worth building into if you're really kind of trying to craft one of these weapons as a great success and make a whole bunch of money. If you get dupes, don't immediately extract dupes. Dupes are really good in this game. That's something to pay attention to as well, because when you have dupes, you can go into equipment, enchanting, go into trait. Let's say I had a dupe of this bow. I can then unlock the second trait right here through the dupe. You need a dupe to do that. So be careful when you're getting rid of dupes. This video is already becoming very long. It's been a while since I've been back, so pardon the long video and the meandering if it feels like that. I really just kind of wanted to make a video right up front, kind of explaining what the base in game looks like right when you get there, and some hidden things that are really hard to notice, that are really important that I've kind of seen going around our Discord. And so that is, again, make sure you're maintaining playing contracts, getting the abyssal tokens to go into open world dungeons and killing the enemies in there to spend those tokens for a chance of drops. While in those, make sure you're popping your contracts to get blessing pouches at a chance to get purple gear. Run your dungeons. It doesn't have to be daily. You can stack up your dimensional tokens to then spend it all in one night with a bunch of buds if you want. Link up with the guild and run your guild raid world bosses. And then don't forget to complete weekly missions and just play the game and have fun. There is PvP. PvP can be fun. If you have a group, there's an arena you can go into. And there are also open world PvP events. It can be also incredibly toxic because there are people in here who that's all they're focused on, right? And that can be a lot. And then don't forget about your lithograph book. Those are kind of my like top priorities right now when I'm thinking about what I need to do when I log in. I can make another video on cooking, on fishing, and kind of like what that looks like and why that's also important to do. I don't want this to be like way too long of a video. Please sound off in the comments if you have any questions. And if you want to join the Discord and come be a filthy casual, you are more than welcome to. Thank you so much again for hanging out. I hope this video is helpful. I honestly really like this game. I'm not a huge MMO guy, but this game just feels good. And I think we actually have a pretty strong community too over at the Filthy Casual Discord, which also helps. This is a game with buds, and with friends, it makes it a whole lot better. The co-op dungeon grind at 50 can be pretty rough if you are pugging it, if you're choosing to go in with randoms. There are a lot of mechanics in every single one. None of them are too difficult, but they are enough that people who are pretty good at mechanics, or maybe they're just fed up of failing, will bounce out pretty early if your group is failing a lot. So it can be very helpful to have 6 people to run with. We are going to get raids down the line. There are harder dungeons coming, and even tier 2 gear sets. So this game's got some legs. I hope you all are enjoying it. By all means, sound off in the comments again if you have any questions. I'm Hitmanbk. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment. And yeah, keep being good humans. All right. Until next time.